Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 2 of Red-Rupee Cast, featuring Dawn of War 2 Retribution. This is your caster, Red-Rupee, signing in with you here. I know I didn't even introduce myself in episode 1, but we're going to get rolling on this. I was rolling around on Gamereplays forums, as I tend to do, lurking about, not really posting too much, and I stumbled across a post in the Space Marine Strategies boards that, was simply titled Apo vs. Hive Tyrant. What did I do wrong? And you can see the post here by Chalji, our apothecary right now. Other than getting a Tyranid as an opponent in 1v1 ladder match, what did I do wrong in this map? What could I have changed? Well, I don't believe in saying there's no hope for either side in any matchup. I know Space Marine versus Hive Tyrant, or NIDS in general, really, is very tough tier 1, especially you're fighting TyranidTerror, certainly not an easy opponent by any stretch. We're going to take a look at the map here. The key thing that I'd like to note for Siwal Frontier, it's a nice open map, pretty good for Space Marine, lots of green cover, pretty much in every area of the map. But most importantly, we have excellent garrisons on this map, and that can really give NID a hard time in the opening lineup here. We're going to get started right now, and we've got this one I love, can hold pretty much the entire area between the top and middle victory points here with a Devastator in it. We've got one obviously at the bottom victory point, one at each of the powers. Devs in any of these locations can be a great help against NID early game. The primary problem versus NIDS and Space Marine is map control. With your scouts, scouts can't really stand up to either Hormigants or Termagants. I said that backwards, but yes. The Termagants can push off the scouts, and even with shotguns, the Hormigants will definitely get in and tear them up. So, as we can see, the scouts are going to encounter the Termagants right now. But, of course, there we go, using the building to great effect. They'd have to retreat immediately, but inside of this garrison they'll be safe, can pepper away at these Termagants for a while now. Going for the middle victory point was questionable early game against NIDS. I probably would have stuck back here, maybe grab this power and wreck. You don't need the VP necessarily right away. Early game with Space Marine, you want to get that power and that wreck so you can really get a little bit of resource income there. And this victory point I feel like is a little safer. You're closer to your fallback here. We're going to keep that going. He chooses to stay in melee with these Hormigants. I would have fallen back, but with a nice knockback and then a heal, they're going to win that melee fight. Luckily, the Termagants were focused on the scouts who are behind green cover. Falling back right now. I feel like you didn't really have to fall back, and could have used these scouts to take the top victory point instead of falling back right there. And they could have helped you deal with this Hive Tyrant right off the bat. But your Apothecary is going to go ahead and capture the point while the Hive Tyrant chases these guys around. Again, using the garrison, excellent use of that. Just invaluable versus Tyranids. You've managed to get a couple wreck losses down here against the Termagants. And this was questionable. I thought, why put the scouts in that building? They're not going to add too much DPS with that Hive Tyrant there. They could have been much more useful going up around the top here and taking this top victory point. And then maybe even grabbing the power. Map control is the name of the game in the early tier 1. You gotta, other than protecting your power, which is your main objective in Space Marine tier 1, just try to keep those VPs from ticking down too bad before tier 2 comes around. Because tier 2 Space Marine can bring the hurt, and but sometimes it's too little, too late. If you lose too many VPs in the early game, it's not going to stick with you. Apothecary in trouble here, pulls off a heal. Oh, but stays in the fight. Oh, and a knockdown. I know you mentioned in the post that you lose your hero early. You understand that mistake, so we won't touch on that. It's tough. Sometimes you get caught out of position. Got to be really careful with these upgraded Hormigants. Extremely fast melee units, and he just got a well-timed knockdown by the Hive Tyrant. We'll give him that. Meanwhile, the scouts, you are paying attention to the scouts, always capping. Those Termagants are gone, so you're going to go ahead and try to grab this bottom VP. Yep, really, map control is just killing you here. You're gonna lose your only matured rec point, and other than that, it's just your power. Scouts took a little loss there, but probably knock off a couple termagants here before the time is up. And he's about to pull a triple cap with you pretty much stuck in your base. The dev pushed up just a little bit too far. You got to be careful. Maybe that was set as the rally point, or maybe you just moved him up a bit too far. But with that Hive Tyrant around, he'll close in, with that melee charge a bit quicker than you expect. So try to keep that dev back. Again, every second you spend retreating back at your base is just more time for the NID to control the map. As he's doing, he has a squad of but 3 Hormagaunts at just over 200 HP, just capping away at the map here. Scouts are doing good. That's the key, is just keep those scouts alive, keep them capping. Got your Devastator now, which will give you a lot better map control and really be able to dish out some punishment to that Hive Tyrant if he tries to charge in. He did purchase Raveners and instantly went for the Devourer upgrade, so these scouts are going to be in a bit of trouble down here. I'll probably be able to get out of here, but no big deal. Those Raveners are going to be a pain for Scout Cap now, though, because they can, with the Devourer upgrade, pretty much take out a scout squad with one volley and then melee on retreat, and they will be done. Good positioning of the dev here. You were able to take out this Hive Tyrant, it looks like. Yes, he goes down, so you're even up on hero kills. Good wreck loss for him, but he controls so much of the map that the extra wounds you're inflicting via model losses on the Gaunts and Gants is just not matching up. It looks like you pulled your Devastator out a bit too early too. Forgot to get that last member back in the squad, but no big deal. He did his suppression and helped out. Raveners in, but again, the Devastators are well positioned. You can see they just melt those scout squads. And now with upgraded shotguns, shotguns were questionable, and we're going to pause right here and take a look. You see the Tactical Marines a bit out of position. Tactical Marines are your main holding power in Tier 1. You really got to make sure that you can keep these guys on the field, and that is the Apothecary's main advantage, is that he can keep the Space Marines healed up and out on the field as long as possible. The Raveners here going to get pushed back by the Scout Shotguns and the Dev, but since these Tacs are caught out of position, you could have had your Apothecary either move up or have them pull back, and you would have had to heal and had time to set up this Dev. And that's just one more squad to keep on the field capping. That's really what you got to be concerned with right now, is getting this top victory point. And the obviously any of the victory points. Who am I saying? The top victory point. So the Termagant's going to fall back. Not going to be able to slow both of these squads and keep them out of here. Overall, other than the loss of your hero, it's pretty well played so far. A couple early retreats on the Tacs could have hurt you. Again, see the suppression on the Raveners could have saved these scouts. They didn't have to fall back. They could have decapped and maybe captured the top victory point in power while you have the mid army pushed back. He's got his Hive Tyrant back now, and the attacks are coming back on the field finally. So we'll see how that plays out. Got a friend messaging me here. We can just ignore that. Scouts always capping. I love that. Got to cap with those scouts. Termagants probably going to come down and scare those off, but every second counts. Keep those VPs down. Hive Tyrant lumbering in, pops his shield, and again with the Devastator, you could have kept this in the garrison and really would have been able to handle this. Hormagaunts would have been suppressed, and you wouldn't have had to pull out of that fight. You did manage to split his micro though and scare away the Termagants, so that's one win on your side. But unfortunately, the Raveners do pull a quick barrier strike, and even though you're quick on the response, as you can see, like I said, these Raveners just shred those scouts without even a moment's notice.